Hey, what up, Street Dogs? This is Eric Kim from the Eric Kim Street Photography blog. So, this is just one practical thing that I wanted to share, is that when it comes to just, sharing your thoughts or vlogging, whatever, I think the most important thing is just honesty. So when you think about honesty, it just means be brutally honest with yourself, even though, like my friend Jeff Lamb says, there's a lot of unsavory truths, and I actually do think that the deeper philosophical truths, like, they seem very bitter, but they tend to be more true and more accurate to embodied reality. And honesty is kind of interesting because I think there's often a lot of guilt associated with feeling in certain ways. So for example, if you ask any kid, who's your best friend? They will tell you without a doubt, oh, my best friend is, right? But then as kids get older and then your parents are like, oh no, you should treat all your friends the same, then the kids feel bad, right? And then they kind of learn to say, oh no, I don't have a favorite, I have lots of best friends. But everyone knows that's BS. And even it's so funny too, because like I think even parents tend to have a favorite kid, but they'll never admit it, obviously, because that's not nice. So realize that honesty is something that's in a short regard, and people most tend to think one thing and say another. And it does seem that just generally speaking, I find it much nicer when people are transparent, people are brutally honest, and people truly speak their minds. So this is actually one refreshing thing about Asian culture, is that Asian people tend to be very quote blunt, which means Asian people will just actually really say what's on mind. So like, next time you see a family member or something, they might be like, whoa, you got so fat. And obviously it's not nice, but that's just your family being honest, and your family being them, and just sharing their honest opinion. And sometimes it's annoying too, because like, nobody asks you for your opinion, so that could be a little bit annoying, but that's family. But anyways, thinking back to the point. So honesty to me is very important because, the ancient saying, know yourself. I think knowing yourself is probably the ultimate wisdom. Once you really, really know yourself and you're brutally honest with yourself, your true preferences and so forth, then I feel like you could truly thrive as an individual and a thinker. And I just think that generally speaking, society would be much better shape if everyone could better think for themselves, if everyone could become more individual rather than just kind of parroting popular media, and if we could all just be a little bit more honest with ourselves. Because I think most people don't really know what they really feel about something, because either no one ever asked them the hard questions, or your mind is being so bombarded with external media and thoughts that you don't actually give your own mind the opportunity to really think for yourself. So for myself, on my personal quest, I'm just trying to think interesting thoughts, because to me it's just kind of fun. And then in trying to answer these questions for myself, I'm just trying to be brutally honest with myself and figure out, how do I really, really feel about X, Y, and Z? And then, sharing your thoughts on your website, your blog, your vlogs, and so forth. Because I think the biggest problem is, you as an individual, you have the ability to change and shape the world, but so many people fall victim to this like learned helplessness. Is like, oh, my opinion doesn't matter because I'm not going to change the world, blah blah. But actually, if you can influence one other human being or two other human beings, you could create some sort of human domino effect, and you could actually change, the Tim Tam or the rudder of society to subtly move a certain way. So just know that you as an individual, you can make a huge change in the world. Even if you make a small change in the world, to me, to make a small change in the world is more important. It's more meaningful than not even attempting to make no change. So the more we could change others, the more we can understand ourselves and be brutally honest, then I think the more society could thrive, and the more all of us could just be a little bit more brutally honest.